So it looks like this figure is saying that it goes from egg to tadpole to lizard to bird. Alright, let's see what this is all about. Corporate card, am I... Alright. At the Cantina District.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got him.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You kidding me? Damn. Always thought he was made of sterner stuff.
I think he was plagued. Guess he didn't want to die in the sick house.
Plagued? Ah, shit. I had some of his salt tuna.
You moron. Got my sights on you.
You some sort of freelancer?
Since the bed gives you option to sleep, the desk should give you option to write a letter. I just like the fact that this action button does all this stuff. Picks stuff up, talks to people, raises your gun. I don't know if this is like someone's house or what. Well, I'm rifling through drawers and going through people's rooms. Is that part cheesy? And why are 2 chairs playing 4 pieces? Weird. Why can't I pick up cans of meat? I feel like I'm being threatening. This gun up like that. I gotta say, these bathrooms look a lot like the ones in Fallout 4. Except for that shelf. And the actual shape of that toilet. And the actual shape of that. It has a really weird... Who throws away weapon parts? Seeing Parcheesi over there makes me think this might be an actual game. It kinda looks like maybe a cross of a couple different ones. Checkers, Chinese checkers. Not really sure. I don't know if the game Chinese checkers has a different name to it, but that's what I've always known it as. Alright, the garage. Use workbench. Alright. And then workbenches, which I know is a popular thing. Still. Sure, we'll do that. And I can put a sight on it. That's it, just the sight. And a magnum. Can we do this to all of them? Wait. Does it say how many rounds it holds? Eight. Whoops. Shoot. Damn it. So 8. Yes. 12. That's 28 instead of 20. Okay. Are the parts like universal? I'm guessing they are. A crank? What's that? I can envision that handle being very comfortable. I'm guessing that does have a clip to it. These things popping up all the time. There it is. 1822 stagger. Damage is 20. Animal size is 9, so 20 and 9. God damn it. Okay. See how good this works. A different sight than I had before. $302 rounds. Well, that is definitely a different style of rounds than I've been using. An energy weapon, maybe? I cannot interact with it. Ball blocker. Saltuna Cannery. Ooh. Is the town leader in the cannery?
You're safer inside the walls.
I'm guessing so. What's that? Is that just a rock? Alright, nothing really back here. Wait, what's that? Yeah, okay. Picking up a shovel. Is the shovel a weapon? Shovel is a weapon. Not sure what that's all about. I did sell all my bladed weapons, didn't I? Should have kept one. Dang it. Oh well. Really is annoying. Interesting. Not sure how falling into the floor makes a good door. But whatever. Oh, now it's stealing. I'm not gonna go stealing anything yet. Why is nothing odd? Why am I allowed to go through here? Alright. Yeah, I'm getting rid of that shovel. That shovel's dumb. I need to find a place I can call my own. Ugh.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson?
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Oh, the big mystery. What's in it instead of fish?
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Do you even know who I am?
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Try another dead end.
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, You can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Yeah, mostly abandoned.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Good law, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
She's your wife, isn't she?
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith, for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented, and may prove useful to you.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Alright, can companions die? That's really the big one I need to know. Ooh, door. It's red, it's probably locked. Probably calls the elevator. That was really annoying.
Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk?
Didn't mean to steal that.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
Speaking of your place.
Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, ma'am. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Doesn't look like there's anybody there to be running that plant. Alright, I don't know what's the story out of this house. Oh, excuse me. This house? Let's pass these guys. Where's that house with the garage? Is it... It was back this way.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
Edgewater.
I'm going. Sure.
This house, it's all open.
This is where the magic happens. Well, science. But it still happens here.
Where are you? Is she following me? Where did she go?
I'm going. Heading back.
Okay. What's this? wearing it, I can't repair it? Or can I not repair? I really gotta dump some of this crap. Is there a chest
My
in
dad's.
here?
It's an office. Just my office.
Is this your house?
Hey, that's. I mean, if you need it, okay. If you're hungry, I could open up a can of something. Oh, you like flowers? I can't find many kinds around here.
Is there? There isn't a chest, is there? Now you just put everything in the refrigerator. Assault rifle. Assault rifle. Assault rifle. Assault rifle. Assault rifle. Assault rifle. Handgun. 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 Shotgun. Light machine gun. I don't understand what those things are. An arrow down and a dog bone? Oh, drop. Repair. Oh. No, neither. Armor mod utility. Okay. be undone. Okay. Can't be undone. Alright. Okay.
I've been
now where
feeling
am I
pretty
going?
low these days.
Carry on.
Spacer's Choice takes care of its own.
We don't get a lot of visitors.
I'm pretty sure that's a voice actor from Fallout. The lady. Guy's probably too, but...
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quotas.
If only McDevitt's folk hadn't abandoned us, Cannery could use those extra hands.
Nothing we can do about that.
Sure there is. We can have another zero-G. Staying long?
Staying long?
I don't have time for this.
Never seen you here before. You a visitor? Welcome. On behalf of the Spacer's Choice family, let me welcome you to, where am I again? What? No, I'm Winslow. Lester Winslow. Says so right on my permanent record. Oh, it's fine. I'm only on my third bottle. I don't start heaving up my guts as long as I can count to 3. Company lets me imbibe as much zero-G brew as I can afford. Even gave me a discount on account of my injury. You jealous yet? Yep. Got my mitt stuck in a rotor wheel. Shredded my wrist up real good. Conrad went and sewed up my hand, but I couldn't do much about the pain. Boss was real generous to me, though. Got myself a 5% discount on zero-G brew. After the second bottle, any pain I feel is emotional. Hey, Conrad's a surgeon. Well, he's a barber. That's like surgery, but for your hair.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, it's the visitor. Come back for another round? Numb to the bone thanks to zero-G brew. Zero-G brew. It's an ale that's good for what ails you.
How'd you do that? Did you jump too? I don't think you did. Oh no, wait, that's the door out.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you.
Is this the general store?
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb, got my eye on you, girl. Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident.
What's the vending machine?
Ask her if you care. I'm running a business here.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Music to my ears.
I really hate this dialogue box that pops up and covers things. Maxwell Spacer's Choice. These are coffee puns. Ooh, helmet. That riot control helmet. How much does that cost? 6.3. I'm at 1,200. By that. It's interesting. What does that look like? Doesn't look very Fallout. Kind of looks a little, what's Claptrap from? Borderland. Kind of the Mechanist. Go ahead and buy that. Hunter kit. Mr. Acid. Interesting. The whole set? Yeah. I need to sell some stuff.
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet. Go right ahead. What, you mean Edgewater? That's a peculiar question. This a test? Am I being tested right now? It's, fine and dandy. Couldn't be happier. Wouldn't want to spend my life working anywhere else. Prettiest little town on Terra 2. You are condescending to me, and I do not care for it. I am lucky to have my work. Lucky to be alive. I don't get paid for banter. Was there something you needed?
Dang.
Music to my ears.
Dropped off.
Spacer's Choice, the brand of choice for spacers on a budget. Go right ahead. Other than yourself, definitely the vicar. Don't get me wrong, he seems a decent man, cut from church cloth, knows his scriptures. But there's something about him that bothers me. Like he's not one of us. Sometimes I suspect he doesn't even want to be here.
Is he a little too hands-on, if you know what I mean?
Amelia. Definitely Amelia Kemp. I advise against stepping foot in her drinking establishment altogether. Word is, they're gonna replace her with an auto-mechanical barkeep. She's... what's the word? Obsolete. You don't want to associate yourself with that kind of person.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No.
No.
And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
I must be on my way. Verity to you. Our place in the universe is fixed.
What do you repair people? Fixed?
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
Ah, I see what you did there. It's funny. This town needs a cleansing. Is that a couch air or is that just dirty?
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Why do you have TIE fighters all over your vicar garb?
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission.
Yeah,
what has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
I think I've killed all the raiders, but I'm soliciting advice, so why would you say unsolicited advice?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
No, I meant tell me about the reward.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
How come none of your lights have lampshades? And then what is that thing that looks like a light with a lampshade? That's not a light. Oh, there's a chair there. This is just a sculpture. Weird. Weird, weird, weirdy, weird, weird. And then there's this. Is this the planets? This planet, maybe? That would be the sun and the moon, maybe. Or would that be the moon? What the hell's the rest of this stuff? So weird. Alright. I should make sure she has a weapon.
That's on account of how I never met her. I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
Is this going to be a plot point?
You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vickers sees is one that ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all. Sorry. I know, it's none of my business. Strong drink makes me sick. And it makes me real sad. I start thinking about things I oughtn't, and then... Well, never mind that. You got better things to think on. Sorry. Oh, it's what I do. You'll tire of it soon enough. There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12. Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of Zero G rolling out the front door and into the road. It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of Zero G?
Yeah, it is kind of funny.
Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Rose still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Is this where I came in? It's not where I came in. Okay, but whatever. You marked it? Nope. Well, sure it'll say it came over here. Oh, map. What is that? Is that not telling me what that is? That must be, yeah, the place. Okay. That must be the vicar. Oops. Hold. Worst. That is just kind of nasty looking. That planet is really close, and the gravity from it, considering how large it is, would probably wreak havoc on this planet that we're on. Atmosphere and tides and crap of that nature.
That was quick.
What is a revolver? A little spaceship attached to it? It's like the Planet Express ship down there. A V2 rocket or something.
Where are we headed?
That's it. Well, it's nice to know that it's there if I need it. Oh, wait. Landing site. Marauder encampment. The community center. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's the book. Resume center and play. We're back. Oh, there's a workbench over there. I gotcha. But I can't put up a marker. Alright, whatever.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. The war! The coming apocalypse! Man versus machine! I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Made of iron and lies. I like that.
Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller, Associate Security Officer for Transportation. Officially? Unofficially? Strictly between you and me. I am the only thing standing between Edgewater and total annihilation. I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's chaw, a few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanicals got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy...
That is great.
Go on. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you, scanning you with its murderous oculars. Pray to the law that you never do. A mechanical never forgets the face of its enemy. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
My God, that man is insane. Ugh, it's stealing. Alright, now you're... No, there we go. The little glowy plants are cute. Look at them down there all glowy. White with the red background. Very lovely.
Aw, he ain't no threat. Bet I could fix him up smart.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to. Take your time. You need help, just give a yell. A metaphorical yell. If you yell for reals, you're liable to spook them.
Damage to navigation systems detected. Attempting to return to designated repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Navigation systems have determined this location as Spacer's Choice, designated mechanical repair bay. Attempting to misdirect or confuse a Spacer's Choice mechanical is a punishable offense. Please report yourself to your supervisor.
Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
I don't reckon Jeremy understands the concept of trade.
Spacer's Choice reminds all colonists that serving the Spacer's Choice family is the highest possible reward. I have been programmed to deliver this pre-approved message.
Be more careful out there, Jeremy. That beep from me.
Self-diagnostics initiated. Please do not disturb.
Dwarf. Not sure if that's actually better or not. A pod or a real bed? It's pod, like in Red Dwarf. I'm not sure if a pod's the best thing to sleep in. Or a regular bed. I don't know if that takes up more or less room. Why is the frozen dinner not in the freezer?
Where are we headed?
So I can't give her a weapon or trade with her in any way, shape, or form. And we'll go back to this buffoon, let him know what's going on.
Bring us honor, soldier.
Winter Soldier.
You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer. A weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years.
You are a strange, strange man.
Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter. On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
You just... Oh, there's another guy. These vending machines?
Got my sights on you. You some sort of freelancer?
Alright, so... What do you say? Cantina, lavatory, behind a toilet, behind a commode. Alright, where is the cantina? That's the church. The general store. So on my map, maybe? That's not it. Oh, yes. I have 10 points. Ranged. For 1 in defense, 1 in melee. Dog, stealth, tech, leadership. Tech, stealth, range. Should I do it in tech? I should definitely put it in tech. That's right, I can slow down time. Cantina's to my right. Alright. Cantina. Is this the restroom? Coming. Yeah, that's it. Take your time. It's by duck. I'm sure it's not that important. If found, please return to Ludwig Miller at the landing pad. Okay, he said I could have it. There's no option. I have to go back to him?
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
You some sort of freelancer?
Ah.
Bring us honor, soldier. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here's a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module.
Module.
There's the rub. If a mechanical breaks down, the logic module fries, so you can't rip one out of its corpse. You're gonna have to find an intact model somehow.
I don't reckon so. I work with gears and pistons and such. Stuff you can put hands to. Computers and mechanical brains are outside my ken.
You know, she names the mechanicals she fixes. Calls them Bess and Clancy and so on. Keep a careful eye on her. Could be a sympathizer. If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of Zero-G to your memory.
And I don't know why it's called Zero-G.
Go on.
Because you're pouring it out for your G's, for your homies, for your gangstas. Interesting. Hey, little fella. He was only take me because I was shooting her kind. Weird.
Got it. Heads down.
I've already been here. Wait, biomechanical lab. Is that what I'm heading towards? There should be. There were like gorillas or something that was coming after me. not pretty. Alright, so energy weapon. Gotcha.
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
System 12. Sweeping the area.
This'll be quick! Got him all!
These things are pretty easy to take down. Making sunshine. Yeah, if that's not Vault Tech, I don't know what is. Whoops. Corporate Commander. Marauders, scientists, corporate commanders. There's something up there. Another one.
You're fast.
You're fast. Weirdo. Alright, I guess I can't get up there. You gonna Watson me? You are totally gonna Watson me, aren't you? Another scientist. Yeah, this is where I just was. Yeah, I see how they came in. You are cute. Alright. I'm gonna have to hack this stupid computer over here. I don't really want to waste the hackables, but this is this guard station, so... I don't think I want to go into the power plant just yet. I think what I need to do... follow the electric road. Flywheel. Either that way or it's the thing behind them. I want to go this way first.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Nice jacket.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. You don't know what enough with the questions means? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. Thank the Eternal. Wait, Marauder Camp. Is she all right? Zoe's family. Chiding her is our purview, not yours. If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some marauders on the way, I'd be much obliged. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. I'll tell you what I can. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. What is it?
I don't know anyone who ever came out this far.
What I wouldn't do for a Wentworth. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere.
This is where I belong. And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to. I'm great at clarifying. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon.
Are you gonna go? Well, you said you'd go, so I'm gonna assume you're going.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
I think this is where I'm gonna stop.